Ooh, as we go live, you're cracking a beer. That couldn't have happened any better.
Maybe it was planned. Maybe it wasn't. Maybe it's in your goddamn business.
I don't know. You weren't really paying attention, so I'm going to give you a little credit on that one. I think you might have not planned that.
It was nonchalant.
Patrick's Harms is in the house.
Hell yeah.
Got your video. It was fantastic. It will be in an upcoming episode.
Hell yeah.
Let's just say you like to pick.
What round did he do?
Some might say he loved it. Round one.
I mean, he could have done any round, really, if you wanted to.
Alexis Martinez got a Tea Puppies fan in the house. Always like to see that.
Yeah, yep. Deplorable Neanderthal. Yes, we did hear Sheffy. Didn't really have a source for his Aaron Rodgers story, but I don't give a shit. That made draft day even better.
Yeah. He was on, God, what was he on? Was it Pat McAfee today? I can't remember what he was on, Dan Patrick. Kind of scramble a little bit. You don't usually see Shefty get his panties in a bunch, but.
Nervous, huh? Got to him. Finally cracked his tough little exterior.
Well, we're going to talk plenty of draft today. We're talking Vikings. We're talking NFC North. Brian Westerland checking in, taking attendance here. That a boy. Almost at 3,000 subscribers, by the way.
Yes, so don't forget to drop hashtag 3,000. Get in the drawing for the Christian Darrisaw jersey. It's gonna be a thing of beauty is what it's gonna be.
Imagine just showing up to work with that beautiful Darrisaw jersey on.
Wow, everybody would be so envious. Mark my words. You made up a new saying.
I like it. We'll be talking plenty about Smith Marset. Plenty.
Yeah, I thought we were talking about Julie Marset.
No, we're not going to talk about him. But we're going to be talking about quite a bit. Favorite picks, worst picks, regrets, both life and draft.
Are you serious?
I'm looking forward to getting into this NFC North a little bit.
Yeah. We didn't do our league-wide draft grades as we have in the past, and I think we could probably put a grade on every NFC North team. Why not? Yeah.
They didn't do bad.
No, there were some picks that our division rivals made that I was quite jealous of. Jealous rage I was filled with.
A lot of people drinking the purple Kool-Aid this evening, I see, predicting the records.
Yeah.
FW Ender forgot a game. He forfeited one game.
That's fine.
There we go. He fixed her.
I knew he would. That's what the F stands for in FW is fixer.
Julian Marker's got us going 13-4. We'll take that.
You know what? I don't buy into the toughest schedule thing. Things change throughout the season. Some teams you think are gonna be good suck. Some teams you think are gonna be bad are good. So I'm not a big believer of the strength of schedule this time of the year.
I believe it a little bit.
Yeah, but you don't know. I mean, some teams get ravaged by injuries and it turned into a shit show. Packers could implode without Aaron Rodgers. If that does come true. They could be horrible with Jordan Love at quarterback. So I'm not buying into it.
And I would do anything.
Well, meatloaf on this Thursday evening.
What do you want to start?
I don't know. Pretty soon. Maybe wait a couple more minutes. See what else everybody's wanting to talk about here. A lot of record talk already.
3.5 minutes, and we've yet to see a Millard.
That is weird.
He's slacking tonight.
I guess F stands for friendly.
F dubs.
Wow.
Well, you got somebody agreeing with you.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's just such an evolving thing. You can't buy into it too much right now. We don't know the schedule yet.
Yeah, but would you rather have one of the tougher schedules right now or one of the weakest? I mean, if we had the choice, I'd take the weakest.
What those teams are good though.
I'm just saying, if you had to choose, you would take the weakest schedule.
I'm just saying I wouldn't put too much on it right now. Either way. All right, are we ready?
Let's do this. Let's hop into it. What's on the old agenda?
Let me dig in and pull up my agenda here. All right, we're going to start with our favorite picks of the draft. Feel free to comment as we go through ours. Favorite picks of the 2021 NFL draft for the Vikings.
Yeah, favorite picks. Let's start firing those out in comments. And can we just let's take Wyatt Davis out of the equation? That's just too easy. He's going to be everybody's. Of course, it was a favorite. Great value. We needed a guard. That's just lame.
So you're starting with Wyatt Davis. Cool.
No, yeah, I'm saying he's not.
You can't not talk about him. He was definitely my favorite pick of the entire draft.
All right.
The fact that the Vikings actually went back, double dipped, attacked the O-line, knocked that need out. I love it. And he gets the guy that we all wanted. So to me, it was just a huge score for the Vikings.
And I like beer. We're stating the obvious here. So Wyatt Davis, yes. Favorite. I'm going my first one, Zach Davidson. How do you like them apples? I don't see any Zach Davidson love in the comments yet. And I'm going Zach Davidson just because, we knew we needed a tight end, and they just go with the random dude who's got tons of size and just absolutely rip shit up. 800 yards, 40 catches, 15 touchdowns, and he punts to boot. He gives us that size of tight end that we absolutely do not have. He's kind of a little bit of a project, so it's going to be fun to watch him come along. Do I think he's going to come in and do much as a rookie year? As a rookie, no. But I think in a year or two, he could be an interesting one to watch. Conklin, is this his last year in his contract? I think it is.
He's bolting that draft class, yeah.
He's getting close. So they're going to be looking for an heir apparent to the great Tyler Conklin. And Irv Smith is here for the duration. He's got that big old size. So Zach Davidson is one of my favorite picks.
I think you're the only one who feels that way, but maybe you'll get some more. I'm going to go with one of my favorite ones is Kellen Mond. Just the fact the Vikings actually pulled the trigger on a quarterback in the third round. I can't think the last time they actually did that. Going to be your backup in year one. Gives you that added element of being able to make plays with his feet. He's got a rocket arm. Yes, his accuracy needs work, but huge upgrade from Sean Mannion. And you have that upside down the road that he can develop into the guy. There's no pressure on Kirk Cousins. I mean, anybody writing about Kellen Mond pushing Kirk Cousins for a job is just trying to get views and trying to get clicks. That ain't the case. That ain't happening. He's strictly the backup and a developmental prospect. But I love that they actually went out and took the quarterback this year.
The best thing about Kellen Mond pick is that even if you try, you cannot complain about this. If you don't like Kellen Mond, you still cannot bitch about it because he was free. We were going to take Darasad 14 anyways. We trade back and we get a free pick. He was free.
Well, I mean, we gave
free. Huh?
So we had a coupon, you're saying?
He was a coupon. Yeah. Kellen Mond, absolutely favorite. You can't deny that.
I do want to comment here quick on the Cam Bynum. I'll be honest, didn't know who the guy was. Then I did see a celebration video. And after you watch that guy pretty much just float down there, grab the Vikings flag, wrap it around himself, jump in the water. How do you not root for him? How do you not love him? I'm excited to see what he's got.
Yeah, and I'm glad that we're going with the ISM acronym. Makes it much easier. But again, another guy that I didn't really know anything about, and then we draft him, start looking at what he did, looking at where he's actually projected. He's another one to get very, very excited about. He's gonna get a lot of playing time early. I think he's going to special teams, whatever it is. I think we're going to be seeing a lot of him.
Wasn't ISN the thing that before Messenger? Oh.
That was ICQ.
Oh yeah, ICQ. That was amazing. I wonder if anybody's in the comments. You guys may be too young, but if you remember ICQ, why don't you put your screen name on there?
It went. Chaz Surratt. There we go. There's getting a little bit of love. Chaz Surratt. He's kind of one of those wild cards where you don't really know how they're going to use them. You don't really know what we got. Is it going to just be a project? But Chaz Surratt, I loved him before the draft. I would pick him quite often in mock drafts.
Yeah. My last one, I'm not going to talk about Chaz Surratt because I'm fine with him. But my favorite last pick was Jalen Twyman, a guy I would have taken round 4, big, powerful. Gotta love his motor, love his energy and his passion. I mean, the guy gets picked in the 6th round. He's balling. I actually think he's a guy who I don't know how much we're going to see him in year one. I think he'll get some spot play. I think he'll make the team, but I do like his upside for the future.
I like Brian Westerland's comment where Rick might have been thinking about changing his mind.
Oh, Rick said he was almost crying too.
Yeah, because he realized the pick he just made.
No, it's a great pick.
Surratt going to start over Dye. I don't think either of them start. I think what's his nuts? Nick Vigil, Kendricks, and Anthony Barr. I think those are going to be our three steeds out there. But Surratt will be in the middle behind Kendricks. Dye will be on the outside.
And we mentioned this in a video we did earlier, but I think Surratt could be used in so many different ways. I don't think he's just inside linebacker. I think you can put him outside. You can put him in the secondary if you want to. You can put him up in the line. I mean, he's a very versatile piece of this defense. If Zimmer truly wants to get creative, truly wants to change things up, I think we're going to see a lot of Surratt in some different formations this year.
Surratt. Let's see some overall grades in the comments. What you thought about the Vikings draft as we're cruising along here.
Yeah, and what pick also infuriated you guys? Just got your blood boiling.
Blood boiling, boy. Not many. No,
I know one that got your blood boiling, though.
Yeah, I came around like the day later. A couple of them got me boiling, really.
Well, and that's one thing I think we all need to kind of step back and realize these guys are all Vikings now, so we're all going to root for them, hope for the best. And, you'll forget in time when they were taken and who they were taken over, but they're Vikings now, so all you can do is hope for the best and root for them.
I won't forget. I'll never forget. I'll never forget trading back for Cameron Smith when we could have had Blake Cashman. I'll never forget things like that, ever.
But when Cam Smith played, you hoped he would do well, right?
Yes, I did, but I still just think of the thought of Blake Cashman.
Yeah, he would have been nice. He hasn't been able to stay healthy, though, so.
I don't care. Wanner.
All right, let's see. Oh, A+ until Nwanga pick, so A-. That pick makes 0 sense. Well, they were going to take a running back. Were they going to take the 237th ranked player there? Maybe that's not what we were thinking. I get the position. I get the need. Don't think there was a lot of value in the choice, but I think he does have plenty of upside.
Well, I think we were asked backwards because when we were going into it, we were thinking, let's get a receiver that can also be a return man. The Jalen Dardens, the Cade Johnsons, all those receivers in the round 3, round 4. We weren't really looking at running backs who could be a return man, and that's what we got there. So we were a little off there. Everybody was a little off there.
Well, I wouldn't say. I mean, we had like Demetric Felton, who could definitely be that role. He's a running back,
more of a receiver though.
I don't know. I think the team that took him was putting him back at running back now, the Browns. So, yeah, I think he's going to be your return man. I think it's between him, Marset. There's an undrafted guy who's got a shot too, but
you haven't mentioned KJ Osborne yet.
No, and there's a reason for that because he rubs. He had a shot. He's gone.
Cashman would. It's true.
Sugar Cash. That's what they call those two. Hell, a tag team. He's a person mover. That's why I call him the hearse. He moves bodies. He's a freaking.
He does it with finesse. He kind of. That's why I was surprised. I mean, he's not really overpowering. Like that's what your big thing with Darisaw was. He just makes it look easy. He doesn't put people in the ground.
No, he does. I was watching him. He does it, and he'll chase guy. He'll watch him push a guy 40 yards down the field consistently on a 40
screen. Yards. That's like half the football field.
Yeah, and he did. It was amazing.
Sounds like you were the guy who had those Nintendo games before they even came out.
No, I bought Nintendo games based on the cover. I had a really shitty collection of games.
Sherman, boy, I don't think so. I think our cornerback room's getting pretty full.
Not interested in Richard Sherman.
Yeah, Richard Sherman, ever since the whole Michael Crabtree post-game interview with Aaron Andrews, that guy.
Yeah, not great.
Good.
Not great.
He was good.
All right. So, Guanu, pretty much good grades overall. So let's talk about who are some players the Vikings and us fans may regret that we passed on down the road.
Regret that we pass on. Well, I got a handful here. This is a tough one because I like our first 3 rounds, but one name that sticks out is Diami Brown. We took him over, or we took Chaz Surratt when it was kind of like the holy shit. I can't believe we took Chaz Surratt with all these round 3 receivers still on the board. So that's one that really sticks out to me.
Well, and that was my whole thing with Sherrod. It wasn't so much the player; it was just the position. I'm like, we're really taking a linebacker at this point. We hadn't taken a guard yet. There were safeties on the board. There was receivers on the board, and you go ahead and you grab a linebacker. I do have a safety. Divine Diablo was there to be had. We didn't even take. Well, I guess we're calling Bynum a safety at this point, but we didn't really take a true safety in this draft. He's sitting there. He's got size. He can come up and thump you. It sounds like the Raiders are going to try him out at linebacker first, but the
Raiders are going to screw everything up. That's what
they are. I think Mack is extremely overrated. I've always felt that way, and he's really stepping on his dick. He's going Jeff Carson on his GM job here with the Oakland Raiders, but he was a player I thought, maybe down the road we can wish that we would have had Devon Diablo. Great name.
Yeah, I also have listed just really any of the safeties, any round 3 to round 5 safeties. It'll be interesting to see how these guys pan out because we obviously were just not interested. But it's the way the cookie crumbles, as they say.
Oh, it's funny. Patrick Harms just mentioned a guy on my list as well, Davion Nixon. This guy was still on the board in round 5, and the fact I knew we were going to take a D tackle at some point. I thought he was going to be a second-round pick, maybe a guy who could sneak in the end of the first. It's still sitting there. I never heard the real reason why he fell. He's a hell of an athlete. His body shape is kind of weird to me. I always thought he just kind of looked like a fat linebacker, but he fell so damn far. I think the Panthers ended up taking him. Again, we'll see how his career shakes out compared to Twyman's, but he was one I definitely had on my list that we could regret passing on.
I think he's going to fall out of the league very soon. Very soon. I got a guy. Sean Wade. Sean Wade went all the way to round 5. I would have really enjoyed him with one of those 4th round picks. I believe every 4th round pick that came up for the Vikings was like, come on, take Sean Wade. This is Sean Wade time. Didn't happen. I just love the fact that he can play safety, corner. I love that he had that fantastic year 2 years ago and just kind of stepped on his wiener a little bit this year. But we've seen flashes, and I would have loved him in this secondary.
Yeah. I mean, Sean Wade, everybody loves Sean Wade. How good he was a year ago, kind of didn't do so well in coverage last year, really hurt his stock. But I would have been fine with that as well. A guy who actually ended up with the Packers, I like quite a bit, Amari Rodgers. Looking there at round 3, I think it was a Chaz Surratt pick. I mean, you got your return man, a hell of an option in the 3rd spot, too, for the Vikings. Amari Rodgers, I thought he looked really damn good at the Senior Bowl. He is a player that I'm going to hate seeing be a Packer, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
But maybe we'll never see Rodgers to Rodgers, so that would be nice.
We're going to see Jordan Love to Rodgers or Jordan Love overthrows Rodgers. That's what we're going to be seeing.
Sam Bynum will pick it off.
It's funny, FW Ender, Stanley to Marset. When you watch Marset's tape, a lot of those passes are coming from the great Nate Stanley. Just dropping dimes.
Can't believe you just said the great Nate Stanley.
The great Nate Stanley. Cannon. He's got the beautiful cannon on him.
We might see them connect once or twice in the preseason, maybe.
I bet we will. Zach McFarland hates Sean Wade more than anything in the world.
He might be talking about Bobby Wade, the ex-Vikings receiver. So
I love Bobby Wade.
Did you?
I got some other guys that regret passing on. You already mentioned him. Demetric Felton, round 6. I mean, Demetric Felton, I think, is going to be one of those guys. I mean, by no means is he going to be a superstar, but he's just going to be a guy that also just rips off one, like DeAnthony Thomas. Maybe like a generic Darren Sproles. You can just use him in so many different ways.
Yep, he's a weapon. You can line him up as a receiver, have him come on the backfield, great speed, be a return guy. You can use Felton in so many ways. And you're looking there, he went round 6. I mean, to get a guy like that who can be a major, major headache for a defense, land that kind of talent that late in the draft, that's a huge value. And definitely Vikings could regret that move.
Who else you got? What are your other regrets?
I think I got one more. Yeah, Jalen Darden. I think we talked about him a little bit before, but I mean, we got Marset, we got Ngwangu, so we got a returner, but Darden to me, he's not very big. He's not actually a real top end speed isn't great, but he's just so damn hard. He's so shifty, so wiggly, so greasy, hard to bring down. So a guy I think could bring some explosion to an offense. And a spark to your return game was Jalen Darden, and the Vikings had multiple chances to take him, and they kept passing.
Yeah, Jalen Darden was one of my heavy love interests when it came to this draft. And I'll just say this one just because, I don't know, my heart broke a little bit, but just Quinn Miners.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't care if this guy just absolutely sucks. He was just one of those guys that everybody loved, everybody wanted. He went round 3 to the Broncos, I believe.
I wanted to double dip.
What's that?
I want to go Wyatt Davis and Quinn Miners.
Could you imagine? I mean, my pants would have been chock full of all sorts of stuff. And sure, we got Ezra Cleveland, but Ezra Cleveland, he's just a big old question mark now. I mean, we take Darrisaw. Is he going to be a good guard? Is he just going to be a backup left tackle for a while now? So going back to back there, that wouldn't have been horrible.
No, I've been completely fine with it. And was it the Broncos get Miners? They got a couple of guys I like. I think they got Cade Stearns later. I think they took someone else too. That our ex boy George Patton had himself a nice little debut draft.
And yes, Patrick Harms, Darius Washington, the guy that I couldn't stop talking about in like round 3, possibly trading up to round 2, makes me look like a fool because he goes undrafted and nobody wanted him.
I mean, he had to have been because of his size, right? What else would it be? Does he have some history we don't know about, injury or off the field shit?
No, I think it's just pretty much because he's 3'7". It's very sad. And then he goes undrafted, so just refreshing. Vikings are going to get him.
Didn't want him.
What is he, a Raven?
I think he is a Raven. Ravens always get sweet-ass players every year. Bateman. So jealous. All right, so those are the guys we could regret.
We got someone drinking some Keystone Light. What else are you guys drinking? Ryan Westerland thinks that's yuck. Julian Marker, chances Aaron Rodgers goes back to Green Bay. I'm putting like 7%. I think that ship is sailed.
I don't know.
That is over.
Is he just going to sit in purgatory this year? Is he going to end up with a new team? I don't know what's going to happen there. It'll be interesting. Both these sides sound like to be very, very stubborn in this deal, and I hope it gets uglier than it's getting because this is very, very entertaining seeing this whole thing just implode.
Yeah, but Aaron Rodgers, he just seems like the type of personality that would just not play. He seems like the guy that would not give in. He seems so damn arrogant that he just like, screw it. I won't play. I'm going to sit here. I do not care one bit. And I really hope that plays out that way. I really do. But I can't see him he doesn't seem like the guy that just says, oh, screw it. All right, I'll show up.
Yeah, I mean, he's got nothing left to prove, really. I mean, he's won a Super Bowl. He's been in the NFC Championship game twice now in a row and doesn't win it. But, I hope he does just sit out. I mean, he's shown he's got a career after the NFL. He's been hosting Jeopardy. He can do something. So it's like he's not going to have any options down the road.
Well, and the team that's 6-0 that keeps popping up is Denver.
That would be great.
What they could give them in return, I don't know, but have to be a shit ton of draft picks. Probably Teddy Bridgewater would make the deal complete. Oh God,
I think that'll do it. Maybe Dalton Reisner.
I don't know if this means this is what he's drinking tonight, but it appears he's drinking Al Pacino's booty sweat.
That freaking avatar there, that's going to make me have nightmares still.
Looks like Creed from The Office a little bit.
It probably is Creed. Yeah, I would love it if Rodgers ended up in the AFC West battling against Pat Mahomes. That'd be fun to watch.
I don't care. Yeah, anywhere.
Just away,
and just a really messy. Selfishly, I just want it to get really messy. I want things to go really bad.
Sounds like you love a good mess.
I like a good mess, especially when it comes to the Packers.
Yeah, it will be something else. All right, let's look around the NFC North. Speaking of the Packers, the NFC North and how our division rivals drafted. So we can look at the pick and let's look at the picks and then let's give them a true, honest grade of how we think they did. Don't put your heart in this. Let's look at it with their heads, both of them. All right, let's start with the Bears because alphabetically by the team name they are first. So they got Justin Fields round 1, came back with Tevin Jenkins in round 2, something called Larry Borum in the 3rd. They got running back Khalil Herbert, wide receiver Daz Newsome, Thomas Graham Jr. and Kyrus Tonga. That is your Bears 2021 draft class. What do you think of it?
Yeah, and comments what you think their draft grade is, and honestly, I think the Bears absolutely nailed it. They pulled out their big old hairy balls on draft day. They traded up for Justin Fields. They got their quarterback. They said, we don't give a shit if we already swung and missed at quarterback before trading up. They did it again. They got Fields, and then they trade up for Tevin Jenkins. So they knew the guys they wanted. They went up and got them, and that's big time. I don't know a ton about some of those that other offensive lineman. Sounds like he's a guard or maybe a tackle. They're not really sure. But their first 2 picks, I give the Bears an easy A.
Yeah, Justin Fields, the fact they got Fields and Tevin Jenkins, who I both thought were securely in round 1, it was huge. Yes, they gave up some future draft picks, but their line got better, their quarterback got better, and I'm going to hate facing Justin Fields twice a year. And then Khalil Herbert, another guy we both liked, saw him as a potential third option in the running game for the Vikings. Kind of a bowling ball type of guy. He does have some return ability as well. So I also like Daz Newsome, the receiver they got. So
I'm sorry, hold on. We have breaking news. FWNer gives him an F.
Wow. An F. Oh my God. I think this is an A, and I think it's because of those first 2 picks, plus a little help down the road with Herbert and Newsome. So Bears did very, very well, which was kind of surprising to see.
Yeah, they did good. I mean, I'm still on the fence whether Justin Fields is going to be fantastic or not. I just like the fact that they made the move. I mean, they wanted the guy and they took him. I think Fields will be a guy. Someone just asked if Fields will be a guy that starts week 1 or Dalton. I think they probably start with Dalton. Why not? They're not going to contend this year. Let them ease into it. Let the Bears get out of it and then throw Fields in there. I mean, I want the Bears to suck, but hopefully for Fields, they play it smart there.
Yeah, I think they'll let Dalton start. I don't think they want to look like fools for signing him, so I think they'll let him get a chance at least. So I think Fields will probably be starting by October at some point.
Wow. Andy Dalton, poor guy.
I think Westerland, he's grading this with his heart. Yeah, when the season starts, we're all going to want Fields to fail. But right now, I root for him just because I think he got so much unfair shit in this whole draft process. Everything they were saying about him was wrong. It wasn't right, and these things are coming out about his throwing motion, about how he doesn't want to win. That guy's definitely a gamer. Yeah, the epilepsy could definitely be a concern, but everything else was just bullshit, and I feel like he was getting shit on for no reason. So I'm glad he went ahead of Mac Jones, and I'm glad he went where I'm not glad he went to the Bears, but I think he got picked where he should have came off the board.
Well, look at it this way. He went before Mac Jones. If Mac Jones would have went before him, then he could have a legit reason to bitch. Trey Lance, I mean, the 3 guys who went before him, I think that's fair.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's fair. I mean, I think him and Lance are pretty neck and neck. I mean, maybe it was the health concerns that put Lance over the top. But, yes, I will start at right guard. Very physical at the point of attack. Don't move as well as I used to. But I will fight. I guarantee you that.
He'll beat out Drew Samia. That's for damn sure.
Hell yes. All right.
Who's next?
I believe it's the Detroit Lions. They got Penei Sewell. Went heavy in the trenches on the defensive line with Levi Onwuzurike, Aleem McNeil, Afieti Melifanu, cornerback, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Ford, linebacker, Derek Barnes, and then they got Jamar Jefferson, a running back. Also just released Kerryon Johnson. A nice, nifty little fact there. So Lions draft, what do you think? This one to me.
Well, the fact they got Sewell, where even it came out, they really had they didn't think that was even a possibility that they were going to get him. So they get him. Weren't they like laughing in the room? They're like, holy shit, we can't believe we got Penei Sewell. So that is going to up their grade significantly. They could have pretty much done whatever they wanted to do, but I gave my Bears grade first. I'll let you go first. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that Sewell pick was huge. When we were talking, me and my boy were talking about biggest steals of the draft afterwards, and I think Sewell is one we both mentioned being in round 1. I'm not a huge Levi Onwuzurike fan. I seen some pretty bad tape breaking down on him, but I do like the fact they went after the trenches. I think that's your coach Dan Campbell looking to upgrade that. So
I'm sorry. We have breaking news again.
Is it? It's an
W. Ender also gives them an F.
I'm gonna agree with you. I went with a B. I just thought I thought it was a B. I didn't love their second and third round picks, so I'm gonna give it a B.
You didn't like Melifanu?
Oh, I was talking to McNeil. No, I like Melifanu where he was taken. I love Amon-Ra St. Brown.
I love Amon-Ra St. Brown so much. I'm
gonna go B here. Just I didn't love the Levi pick, though. I know a lot of people were high on him.
I'm giving him a B strictly because they did not really. I mean, I love Amon-Ra St. Brown, but did they forget they have nobody at wide receiver right now? They have Tyrell Williams, Brashad Perryman, and now Amon-Ra St. Brown. What the hell happened there? I mean,
don't they also have Quintez Cephas?
I don't care. Yes, they do. And they have Geronimo Allison. I'm just looking at their roster here. So
Geronimo's still in the league?
Still in the league? Yeah, you damn right he is. So I like their picks. I mean, a lot of their picks made sense and where they went, but man, how they could just completely disregard wide receiver is very surprising. They got the guys they wanted. Jesse Smith comment right here. Dan Campbell's a beast. These guys they got seem like they're mildly insane. You're watching some of the clips of them getting drafted and they're throwing out F-bombs left and right. I mean, generally you don't see that. You're like, oh, hey coach, thanks for taking me. And these guys are like, yeah, I'm going to come in and we'll see. Well, if they didn't get Penny Sewell, this would be very, very lower.
Yeah, I don't care who it is drafting. How many times, if there is a video on Twitter of a draft room or room when they're drafting somebody, I will watch it every single time. Those things are so great to watch. I just watched the Colts getting Kwity Paye. They were shocked he was there. I watched the Cowboys. I watched so many of those. It's just, I can't get enough of that. It's just great. I mean, watching these kids' dreams come true and just the whole sense in the war room. If they're excited that the guy's there and they kind of are surprised that the team picking ahead of them. I know what the Colts won. They're like, the Giants are taking Kwity Paye. We know it. And then they took Tony and they were just all completely shocked. They actually get the inside look. It's amazing to see. And I could watch a whole freaking hour-long series on those.
Yeah, there's those are right up there with the big dude who knocks on the door telling you you're in the Hall of Fame.
Oh yeah,
just real good stories. Jesse Smith, I don't know who's the Wisconsin receiver. I didn't see that.
Quintez Cephas.
Oh really?
Yeah.
They did also sign Tommy Kramer, the Notre Dame guard.
I would how have you Rick Spielman? How you not make that your number one priority? If that guy's available after draft, go and get Tommy Kramer. Just have learned Tommy Kramer in purple.
I didn't know Cephas was Wisconsin. I'm so embarrassed right now.
There's a lot of things you don't know.
It's true. I'm an idiot. So Lions get a good grade strictly because of Sewell.
Oh yeah, well yeah, and Ross St. Brown, Melifanu. They got some players there, but
I love Ross St. Brown. It's gonna be tough to not root for him. I love him. Love him.
Well, you know what? You can root for him when they're not playing the Vikings. How about that?
I won't do it. Uninterested.
I still root for Miles Gilbrew.
Where's he at right now? He's not a Lion anymore, is he? Or did he resign?
I think he's still there.
A lot of Twyman love here. A lot of it.
Yeah. And it's for a good reason. You see his arms; they're bigger than my freaking face and my nose. That's big. All right, let's move on to the Packers draft. They took Eric Stokes in round 1, the speedy cornerback. Then they got center Josh Myers, from Ohio State, wide receiver Amari Rodgers, who we already talked about, Royce Newman. Then they took Tadaro Slayton, who I call Turdaro Slayton. They took Shamar Jean Charles, who I think was the old butler on the Prince of Bel-Air. Then they had Cole Van Lanen, Isaiah McDuffie, and Kylan Hill, the running back.
Yuck, gross. I'm surprised that a lot of these, I'm seeing some actually decent grades for the Packers, and I just really don't get it. Mari Rodgers, good value. We talked about him. Good pick. Josh Myers makes sense. They needed help there. Royce Newman, he was a guy I liked. I didn't realize he had a mullet, so that actually brings him up a little bit. But Royce Newman was a guy I liked. The Stokes pick, I mean, the day all this news comes out, I mean, take a receiver. Take Elijah Moore. I mean, that pick was very surprising. Let's see. I thought I saw FWN given F-. Oh, it's Julian Marker. There we go. A lot of F's here. A lot of F's.
There's the breaking news right there.
And even their later picks were just like, I don't know. I guess I'll pretend they're not the Packers and just look at the players and the needs. I'm giving them a C-. I thought the Stokes pick just didn't. It made no sense to me.
Well, and I was kind of actually expecting them to do something like that. Take Elijah Moore was sitting there. You kind of all were, not hoping, but thinking. I was just thankful Bateman was off the board at that point. Bateman would have ended up a Packer. Oh, it would have been tough to swallow. I actually love. I like their second round pick. I love their third round pick. I love Royce Newman. I love Cole Van Landen. So they got some players that were very high on my personal list. But that Stokes pick wasn't really great. I think I'm gonna give him a B minus. I'm gonna give him a B minus.
That's a really dumb grade. That's a shit grade.
Hey, I think it's fair. I think Stokes is horrible, but I mean, he's got speed. But I mean, I can't wait to see Justin Jefferson just burn his ass.
I mean, they re-signed Kevin King, which was surprising.
He was horrible
alone. Alexander, Josh Jackson.
I don't know, man. I'm glad they did what they did. I did not want to see Elijah Moore. F minus.
Jesse Smith thinks your grade was dumb.
He might be talking about someone else's grade.
No, I think he's talking about your grade. I think everybody thinks your grade is dumb. Amari Rodgers will be good. It's going to be interesting to see how good he is as a rookie. I mean, when's the last time the Packers have taken a receiver in the first 3 rounds? I mean, I could be way off here, but
I mean, he'd be better if Aaron Rodgers is a quarterback. If it's Jordan Love, that could be a different story. It can definitely hurt his targets. Yeah, I mean, B minus is pretty much the same as a C plus.
All right, Patrick Harms needs to step away and think about what he just wrote for a minute. I think we need to put him in timeout.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on there.
Loves
too many Keystone Lights.
He's the one drinking Keystone Lights. Oof.
I don't know. I'm not sure. I'm not.
I have to wear a diaper tonight, Mr. Harms.
The Keystone Light does a person?
Yeah, I think it does.
Wow.
So overall, I mean, NFC North didn't do bad. They did not do bad. I would have liked to see them do much, much worse.
Yeah, I mean, if you're looking at gross drafts overall, the Cowboys come to mind. I mean, I like the Micah Parsons pick. Every pick after that seemed kind of to be a stretch. I know the Houston Texans got universally bad marks. I can't remember off the top of my head what they really did. I believe they traded up to get Davis Mills when they didn't really have anything to give up to get him. So I don't think there was a total shit show in the NFC North as much as we would love to see it happen. Like last year with the Packers draft, how bad that was. We knew it was shit then. It proved to be shit, and that made it way better.
Well, and you know, as much as we don't like the Stokes pick or think it was gross, you got to love the fact that we got a rookie cornerback coming that they'll probably try to throw out there more than not. So hopefully they can pick on him a little bit. Him and Kevin King sounds like a feast. Sounds like a 400-yard game from Kirk Cousins.
Yeah, and if you're going through this and you're looking at looking at these players moving forward, who worries you to face? I mean, Justin Fields definitely is concerned if he develops the way many think he can to be that dual threat kind of a quarterback who's always going to be in a game, always going to fight to win. You hate to face that twice a season. Looking at the Lions, Penei Sewell, I mean, if he's as good as he can be, then people are calling him a generational left tackle, only comes around once every 10 years. I mean, that takes one of your best pass rushers every time you face the Lions. And then looking at the Packers, Amari Rodgers to me is the guy that sticks out that I would worry about how quick and shifty he can be off the line and the fact that he can add something in the return game. Those are the kind of 3 guys from these classes that worry me the most moving forward.
Yeah, Justin Fields I think he's either going to be fantastic or a complete dud. I don't think there's be anything in between.
Yeah. Yeah, but I feel like the shit. I think the shit he was getting in this draft season, I think it's going to motivate him, and I think he's going to be pretty damn good. Yeah,
but he's also on the Bears.
That doesn't help. Maybe he'll have an Allen Robinson connection the way Troops did.
Troops. He's a Bill, man.
When does Mon get his first career start?
Oh, I'm glad you asked that. I'm going to say it's going to be September 8th. 2024, 23. I can't remember. When's Cousins gone?
I think Kirk's here. Is he here? No, maybe he's gone in 23. Yeah, that's a safe pick. But I'm gonna say it's week 17, 2021. Vikings don't need anything to get in. Meaningless game. Put Mon out there. See what the kids got.
It's gonna be interesting. I mean, I'm assuming they're just gonna carry 2 quarterbacks this year. That's
what they've been doing.
I mean, that's what they've been doing at Nate Stanley, Jake Brown, and they might have to cut the cord on one of them. I want to say it's going to be Jake Browning.
How dare you say that? I mean, I don't know what the COVID rule. Are they going to have that extended practice squad again? Are they going to have the same kind of rules they did? Maybe they're not. Maybe it's going to be more normal, and they're going to cut everything back the way it used to be. So maybe there won't be all these guys on the practice squad, and you can't call a guy up on Thursday afternoon to play on Sunday.
We'll see what happens. Let's we did an episode on this earlier, but I'd like to curious on some other thoughts. Biggest need still for the Vikings. I mean, they did a good job in the draft filling some needs, but let's talk about some minor holes, not on your body, but on this roster.
Well, minor holes to me, the first one that comes up is probably safety. Xavier was just a 1-year deal. Harrison Smith's getting old. Yeah, you got Cam Bynum, but again, he's kind of one of these tweener guys. You got Josh Metellus, who seems very motivated to have a great year this year. If you see him on Twitter at all, I don't know if there is.
Who'd you say? Who is that?
Metellus.
Oh, Metellus. Okay.
I don't know if the future at the position is on the roster right now. We'll see how that all shakes out down the road here. So I think safety is pretty much one of your top needs moving forward.
Zach McFarland is not drinking the Kool-Aid of Mr. Marset. And I kind of agree. I mean, maybe not wide receiver 3, but our wide receiver depth chart is still not great. They didn't waste any time signing some undrafted free agents. They brought in Myron Mitchell, Wamp Fillier, Blake Prohl, very familiar name to any 90s NFL fans. Ricky Prohl. Special teams as well. We didn't talk about that, and we should talk about that in a little bit. But other than that, you're right. Just safety. It's pretty tough to find holes here.
If you're going to move down, I mean, this year it's not a problem, but corner is going to be probably the number one need after this year. If, in fact, Patrick Peterson is a 1-year deal, Mackenzie Alexander is a 1-year deal, and Jeff Gladney never plays again, you're going to need another cornerback. And, I mean, if Mike Zimmer does stick around and he knows that it's his number one need going in the offseason, going to the draft, he's going to be the happiest man alive, just really looking hard at the corners coming out. So that's going to be one. The other one, too, I think, we mentioned wide receiver. I just – if Marset Smith, if he pans out, great. But Adam Thielen, again, 30-something years old, a couple more years left. I think you might be looking for a new number one. And I don't think Smith Marset is your number one. I like him as a slot option. So you may be looking for a bigger body guy who can really be a number one option in a passing game. Or number two, because you got Justin Jefferson.
And I don't know if I'm just insane. You can tell me if I'm nutty here, but cornerback doesn't worry me one damn bit this year.
No, not this year.
I mean, even if somebody goes down, I'm really not worried about that.
No, even if Jeff Gladney doesn't play, I don't think you got to worry about corner this year, because after the top three, you still got Harrison Hand, you got Chris Boyd. There is some talent there. So, I mean, those guys got thrown in the fire last year. Boyd's showing flashes. Thank you for that. Awesome. We don't really have special effects yet, but we have one bar who can do things like that. He's very talented.
Give me another thing. I got it.
You're really cold. It's icy out.
All right. Sorry. Move on.
Thank you. I think your fire was a little better. You're Australian. You're Australian.
No, I don't. No, that's in a little bit.
All right. So I can't believe we were talking. I don't remember. I think you're fine this year, but I'm talking next year. If Peterson and Alexander don't come back, then I think you got to address that early. Wide receiver number 3, Larry Fitzgerald. Yes, let's make it happen. Make it happen. Why not? You already brought Patrick Peterson here. Bring our legend here. Bring Larry Fitzgerald home for one more final go around the NFL and make it in purple.
If we got Larry Fitzgerald and Wyatt Davis in the same time frame of about 2 weeks, boy, a lot of tugging would be going down.
You should already be on cloud 9. You got Wyatt Davis, you got Tuff Borland, and you got Shane Zylstra. What else do you need? Don't be selfish.
Let's talk some Shane Zylstra. Who's excited we got Shane Zylstra? This guy. Man, Shane Zylstra, we interviewed him last year. Great guy. I mean, we already know the connection, Brandon Zylstra, but this dude ripped shit up. And I don't know how he didn't get any sort of sniffs last year, but he got plenty of sniffs this year, and it smelled delicious to the point where the Vikings are bringing him in, changing him to tight end. I love it. I hope I mean, yes, huge long shot to make the roster. I hope he sticks around enough to get some preseason action. Hope he sticks around enough to possibly get a sniff of the practice squad, because I love those dudes coming in hungrier than hell.
I wonder. Part of what Zilcher last year was, there was no open tryouts because of COVID. I think that got canceled, so that was probably his best shot of making the team. With that being gone, he kind of sat around, did nothing. But you look at him, I'm glad they're moving to a tight end. This guy's got wide, broad shoulders, kind of a big physical guy, not overly fast or speedy, but you put him in the mix, and then you got three guys competing to be tight end number 3. I love that, and that's another thing we should bring up. The Vikings did a hell of a job creating competition, and I think we have just about every single position. Make these guys fight for it. Let's have the best guys win, and those can be the guys who stood up for you on game day and are standing on the sidelines waiting to come in. And I think they did a hell of a job, really, at every position. You couldn't have said that a year ago, but this year you can definitely make that case.
Well, and they did it at special teams too, which we're going to talk about. But I want to talk about cornerbacks quick because we went through it quick as far as last year. Next year we might be screwed with all these free agents, but I think it's going to be a pretty damn big year. I mean, guys, we're not talking much about Harrison Hand, Chris Boyd. They're going to get a chance there too. I think they're really intrigued to see what Harrison Hand brings to the table, and he showed flashes. He didn't get much last year. Not saying he can come in and be a starter by any means, but he might be a possible good number 3, number 4 corner. So we're still going to have some options there. We just haven't seen enough. And Mike Hughes too. Just close your eyes and go to Fantasy World. Just think if he actually, all right, thank you. Keep them closed.
Oh,
if he actually, all right, I don't know what you're thinking about, but it's not Mike Hughes. Think of if he actually stayed healthy. That is a big if, and put together a decent season. I mean, the Vikings did not exercise his 5th-year option. Maybe he's like, screw it. You guys gave up on me. I'm moving on. But just think if he put a season together that we've all expected since we drafted him, that could put quite the wrinkle in Lepagus's forehead.
Yeah. I mean, it's who are you talking about?
Mike Hughes. Jesus, man.
Sorry, I was reading the comments. Yeah, I'd love to see him play for 16 games. And the Vikings didn't pick up his 5th-year option, which made all the sense in the world.
Absolutely.
So we're overlooking him. We're overlooking him as a corner. We're overlooking him as a return man. He should be motivated. You worry about his health. If he's fine, if he's healthy, and I think he's got a ton of shit to prove. He's got a chip on his shoulder. He wants to prove everybody he's a first-round pick and worth that.
We have breaking news.
What happened? Mike Hughes.
Mike Hughes. Mike Hughes.
Let's go back to what was it, Harm, who mentioned Courtney Davis. Everybody was excited about him last year. He was like this year's Tough Borland, and then
nobody's
early. Wasn't he cut early, and no one's heard of him since?
Yeah, and it's funny because last year we just started this channel last April, and new channel, not a ton of views going on, and we put out the Courtney Davis undrafted free agent video, and it blew. It was our highest rated video ever. It was hilarious.
Yeah, it was way better.
Everybody was excited about him. Everybody, and he was actually. They were actually giving him pretty good reviews in practice.
I don't know what happened. I don't know if he mulked off to the coaches, didn't show effort. Something must have happened because he hasn't gotten a sniff since. He's not a guy who gets cut, comes back, gets cut, goes to another team. No one signed him.
No, he was gonzo. And also, anybody joining us late, remember, we're giving away a Vikings jersey when we get to 3,000 subscribers. We're close. Got to do hashtag 3,000 and make sure you're subscribed to the channel. We're giving that Darasad jersey away when we get to 3,000.
Hell yeah. Brand new, fresh out the presses. I think it's the same one the commissioner held up.
That's not true. Just to be very clear, that's not accurate.
I would hope people would know that.
All right. Well, I've mentioned it a couple times. Let's talk special teams because the Vikings made some moves after the draft at special teams.
Yeah, I'll be right back.
All right, Lepagus is going to go either cut a whiz or here we go. I see some guys wanting that Darasad jersey. Now we're talking. Well, they signed Riley Patterson, one of the kickers that was really on the cusp of a guy that is worthy of getting drafted. He's got a big leg. I believe, I don't have him in front of me, I think he had a better year last year, and his percentage went down a little bit, but consistently over 50 yards. He's got a good leg, and he's going against Greg Josephs. That is, he's got some experience, but by no means is he blowing the doors off of anybody. So that's going to be a fun-ass one to watch.
Yeah, and I mean, we already talked about the competition. It's at every single level. You bring it in for kicker too. Riley Patterson was a guy I kind of thought was going to get drafted round 6. I mean, the freaking long snapper Cameron Cheeseman got drafted. You think a kicker would get drafted too? Greg Joseph. I mean, I don't really know. Has he did he kick for a full season for somebody or not?
I don't know, but Jason Ellis looks like he would wear that Darasad jersey like a freaking champ.
Yeah, he was made for that thing.
I think Jason Ellis could play little left tackle. And McAndrews drain his carrot sounds perverted. I'm not entirely sure what that means.
That's not really a hashtag. I just said so that doesn't count. You can't just put 3,000 and drain his carrot. Though, if I was picking, that might do the job. Yeah. So
Greg Joseph. No, I don't think so. I don't think he's played a full season. I believe he's been a Titan, a Buck, and is that it?
So it's not like Riley Patterson has this huge, impossible hill to overcome. I mean, it's Greg Joseph. It's not like he can't do that. My only
Browns
reservation and concern is if the Vikings would truly roll with a rookie kicker again after what happened to Daniel Carlson. And it wasn't Carlson's fault. Yeah, he sucked, but the coaching staff really should have stuck with him. The Raiders just re-signed him. The one thing they've done right over there in the Mike Mayock regime is keep Daniel Carlson. So if Patterson does win, give him a fair shot and let him have it, but then give him a longer leash. You can't just pull the plug on him if he has a bad week in Lambeau and blows you a game. You got to stick with the kid, and that's what worries me. I feel like the Vikings are at a position where it's kind of do or die for Mike Zimmer. If they don't make the playoffs, make a deep run, he might be gone. And a rookie kicker, if he's not solid, not making all his kicks, and he has some struggles, they might just be another Daniel Carlson 2.0.
Well, Ben Bauman, Bernie Mac made him sad. I love this scenario, and I've said it before, is because we didn't draft him. He's undrafted free agent. We didn't put a ton into him, and Greg Joseph is his competition. So he's coming into a situation that could not be any better. Both these kickers have zero pressure. Zero. I mean, a free agent off the street and an undrafted free agent. So Riley Patterson, I'm hoping he takes this thing by the nuts and comes out and has a fantastic preseason.
Yeah. That was I going to say. I had a really good point.
Art Van, this hat is very old and stinky, by the way. But
yeah, that thing just reeks.
Maybe I'll give this away for $3,000 instead of a Darasad jersey. Let's
not forget this. The Vikings, I think 2 of the last 3 years, I think they completely overhauled their special teams like the week before the season started. If Patterson sucks, if Greg Joseph sucks, there's plenty of guys out there in the free agent market. I think Mike Nugent still needs a team. They might go that route too. So maybe just because these are 2 guys competing out through camp doesn't mean that's going to be one of them is going to be the kicker of the Vikings as a season start. I don't want that to happen, but it's definitely a possibility.
Oh, one of these is going to be. I think old Riley is going to take her home. I'm excited. And we could very well have 2 rookie special teamers because we also signed a very old punter, Zach Von Rosenberg from LSU, who again was one of the top guys at his position. I mean, he's older than shit. He's already 30 years old.
I have his 87 Fleer card.
Yeah, damn near. He and the potatoes in the house. Yes.
Yeah, finally.
Potato. He changed his picture though. That's not. Zach Von Rosenberg, 30-year-old punter, went and spent 6 years with the Pirates as a pitcher. Single A. His record was kind of dog shit, but lucky for us, he's a hell of a punter. And I can't remember his stats, but they were good. He knows how to pin it inside the 20. He's got a decent leg on him. And Britton Colquitt is not coming off the most fantastic year he's had.
No, he's not. And we all love Britton Colquitt. That guy was meant and born to be a Viking. But that is one job that's definitely up for grabs. Might be more of a possibility to have the rookie win than the kicker position. But, Von Rosenberg. What a name to be your kicker. Sounds like the second guy you fight in Mike Tyson's Punch-Out.
Yeah. And guess what? He might win.
Von Kaiser never won.
Maybe they just say, screw it. They're starting from freaking scratch at special teams this year and blowing it all up.
Well, I mean, you keep talking about special teams. Let's talk about return game. That's going to be an amazing competition. You got Nguanu. Smith Marset can be back there. The Myron Mitchell can be a return guy. I mean, KJ Osborne's be fighting for his job. Abdullah should still be in the mix. BB's probably going to still be in the mix. So looking at kick return, punt return, that's going to be, I mean, really a hot competition in camp to see who emerges there. And hopefully the Vikings, once someone does, they just pick who it's going to be early and then let the guy take all the work. Because I think that one year they kept thinking around, going back and forth, and then it really kind of bit us in the ass as the season started because there wasn't guys with enough reps at the position to make an impact. So, and then I want to see too with these gunners. I mean, Chaz Surratt, I think he's a guy who can have special teams impact. Bino is another guy I think could be a special teamer right from the start. And Guanu I think he can be a gunner as well. So that'll be interesting to see. Was Dan Chesina going to be a guy who makes the team next year? I don't think so.
Yeah, and one guy we don't mention enough is Troy Dye, and not so much as a starting linebacker. Maybe that's going to be his niche. Maybe he's just going to be a special teams demon. Got to find somewhere to put that guy. Well,
I haven't heard anything about Troy Dye. Has he bulked up? And hopefully we start getting some reports as mini camps and OTAs and everything is done.
Hold on.
Uh-oh.
No, he is not. He's not bulked up.
You just got a report?
Yeah.
Who's your source? Is it Schefter making shit up again?
No, it's not. Much worse.
We got breaking news from Julian Marker.
KJ Gonborn. Hey, Julian Marker is on point tonight. Everybody is on their A game tonight.
It must be the new Thursday night time. Everybody's feeling squirrely. The weekend's almost here. It's been a depressing week. It's the week after the draft. That Monday, how tough is it to go back to work the Monday after the draft? All your expectations, all your hopes and dreams are gone. They're dead. And you go back to reality.
Just sat there. And Brian and Patrick, they're going back and forth quite a bit on this Keystone Light debacle here. You guys need to hug it out. Matthew Zook, he likes the special teams chatter, and it's valid. It could be completely different. We even signed an undrafted free agent long snapper.
Yeah, and you know what? I'm not going to count him out one bit. Could you imagine having like 3 undrafted guys make the team?
Wouldn't be. Yeah, that'd be a little crazy, but we'll see. I do like the undrafted free agents they brought in. I like them quite a bit. I love the fact they brought in 3 receivers. That gets me excited.
And I think there's some really key things that Zimmer said in his presser. And that the main thing was what we've been doing isn't working. And they're changing things up with the types of guys they're drafting, with the way they might use some of these players. And, they go and they sign some big name free agents like Patrick Peterson, of old veteran. So they're definitely looking at trying to try a different approach, and hopefully that works for them. And I'm excited to see it, and I'm excited to hear it. And hopefully we see some different looks from Zimmer, mix up this defense, rotate guys in, put them in different spots, confuse an offense. So I hope it keeps going.
Well, I look forward to that linebacker battle where it comes down to Blake Lynch and Tough Borland and Ryan Connolly, because there's one guy I'm going to be rooting for more than anybody, and his name rhymes with Muff Torland.
His name should be Muff Torland. That's a way better name.
No, Tough Borland. You can't think of a better special teamer. Tough Borland down there sticking it to that punt returner. Boom.
I don't think he really plays that tough, though.
Yeah, he does. That's his whole game. He's tough. He's smart. Doesn't do anything overly fancy. He's gritty. He couldn't have a better name.
Huh. I think Muff Torland's a better name.
Micro Mike's in the house. He missed our grade. We gave the Lions, I think pretty much everyone was right around a B. If he's still here, I'd love to hear what.
No, I think they got a fair amount of A's, actually.
Penny Sewell gave them full grade.
Yeah,
Phelan Holmes.
Who's still at it?
Phelan Holmes. We're getting better.
Yeah, maybe we shouldn't be just quick talk about some guys maybe on the cutting block. I think Jalen Holmes is number one that comes to mind. Mike Hughes is a guy I think will be fighting for his job too if he does come in and compete in camp. BC Johnson, a guy I think is going to have to really work to keep on the roster too. So there's going to be some guys who've been on the team that may be facing do or die preseasons.
Well, and we got to look at a couple of 4th rounders from last year. James Lynch.
Yep.
And we just mentioned him. Troy Dye. I'm not saying he's on the chopping block, but they didn't mess around at linebacker.
We got Tough Borland.
Well, we got Tough Borland, so we're set. But I'm just saying, when you look at the depth chart, by no means are these guys overly safe. Chris Boyd, we added some pieces at linebacker, or cornerback, but hopefully where they really start cleaning house is finally that guard position.
Well, is there any late round pick from last year that has a chance? Does a Blake Brandel? Does a Kenny Willekes? Kyle Hinton. I mean, where are we thinking? What do we think with these guys' future? I mean, and maybe that's something for a later episode or a later live, but I don't know. I think the way this roster's looking, those guys sticking around looks, and I love Kenny Willekes. I think we all love Kenny Willekes, but I think his chances of ever seeing him play a snap in purple aren't great.
Oli Udoh too, another guy that just
Oli Udoh
can't really seem to ever get a chance.
He's
kind
a
of been around for a while. So
wrapped in a dream.
What's that?
Oli Udoh is a mystery wrapped in a dream, is what he is.
We got a lot of mysteries on this team that for some reason we just seem to like a lot more than obviously the coaching staff.
Yeah, they clearly don't like him at all because we've never seen him play.
Amir Abdullah, I think his days might be numbered.
I don't know. We
four running backs.
They always keep four running backs. They always do, and Amir Abdullah is always safe.
I don't know.
Just like Dozier, he's got something on Zim that we don't know about.
Well, you could also look at keeping 4 tight ends this year too. So,
but I also think you keep more receivers this year because you got more talent in that department. So,
breaking news! Alexis Martinez just hit us with a.
That is shocking. He's off to a slow start, so he's gonna have to really. Is it year 3 for Oli Udoh? I think it's year 3.
This will be the third year. We only saw him week 17 against the Bears 2 years ago.
How has there not been an Oli Turtle comment or something yet? With his nights going, I thought would have seen him.
Too much respect.
Too much. He read Oil Udoh.
Zach Ballas wants to free Kyle Hinton. Absolutely.
We're screaming that last year at the end of the year. Why
Udoh,
not?
the metal machine. I don't know what that means, but it has a good ring to it.
It brought me back to Metal Man, Mega Man 2.
Jesus. All right. Well, anything else post-draft?
I don't know. Just sad that it's all over. I was very surprised with the way the third day panned out for the Vikings, especially round 4, making those picks that were all kind of head scratchers. But we touched on this. I just feel the Vikings were going for a specific type of player, ones they like, maybe didn't have any injury concerns. And I'm curious to see if every guy they drafted played last year, if that factored into it or not. But again, they're all Vikings now. All we can do is root for them and see how this whole thing shakes out when it comes to making the final 53. But overall, I don't think anybody can be upset with what the Vikings did on draft day. Moving down, getting Darrisaw, filling holes. The O-line looks much better than did this time last week. And this team really, it looks like it's primed and ready to go. So hopefully no injuries and things start clicking. And I'm excited. I'm damn excited.
Click, 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 click. Yeah, it's pretty tough to not get excited after the draft. We'll be hot and heavy every damn day. Vikings videos like we've been doing. Remember, on all the videos until we hit 3,000 subscribers, make sure to do that hashtag 3,000 and you're subscribed for the chance to win that Darrisaw Vikings jersey.
And you better do it damn
lick the stamp himself.
Better do it damn quick. We are on the precipice.
We're on the cusp, as they say.
On the cusp of getting the 3K, and it's been beautiful.
3K. And thanks for everybody joining. We'll be back next week live, but until then, we'll be here every day.
And we'll leave you with this. Sprite can break down acetaldehyde, a metabolite of ethanol, making it an effective hangover-curing drink. So if you're hungover, drink some Sprite. It'll help you.
No, I don't get hungover.
Wow.